Hey y'all, what's going on? I am Destiny, and today I just want to share something with you that's a little bit more personal than maybe normal, but maybe more of this will come. Anyway, I'm connecting some dots here for myself, and honestly, I'm still putting this all together, but I decided I wanted to share this with you anyway because there's perhaps some people that's going through a similar thing. So my sister just turned 32 last month. She was diagnosed with leukemia when she was like 9 to 11, somewhere in there. And at the time, we didn't have any answers. We didn't know why this was happening. I didn't even know that children got cancer at the time, you know. And at that point, we just had to move forward. We just had to go through with the chemo and trust the process, just hoping and praying that, she would come out on the other side. And she did. I'm so excited. She's been in remission for years now, and we're all super grateful for this. Super grateful. But here's the thing that's happening now, okay? So during a recent checkup for her routine, like remission checkup that you have to go through, they told her that she's anemic. The answer, of course, is hair. Hair is a supplement, right? I love my sister. I ain't trying to tell her what to do. In fact, I tell people all the time, I ain't trying to tell you what to do. I'm going to just share what I know with you, all right? Do what you got to do with your healthcare, okay? But there was something that I recently heard that I'm just like, bruh. Well, rather hearing that before I get into what I recently heard, hearing that just made me feel like, bro, are we doing this again? Are we giving away our power again? Not really understanding what's going on within us. Why are we being told to just take a supplement, okay? Interestingly enough, my mom has also heard a similar thing for years now, and it's just, hey, take this. Your iron is low, okay? So take this pill. You need some more iron. But again, no one really explains why. And no one asked, what does the body need in order to fix it on its own? So today I just want to dive deep into this, okay? Because what I just learned recently, shocked me, okay? And I think it might matter to you, those of you all who is experiencing something like this, or maybe a family member is as well, which is why I'm sharing. Okay? So when most people hear anemia, they think low iron, take iron pills, you're done. And I was in that same boat, okay? I never really questioned it. The doctor says, hey, your iron is low. Then you go to the store and you're like, all right, cool. Here's the pill I need. And you grab the supplement and you're like, off my way. And you're for the best. But here's what no one has taken the time to actually explain to us. Iron is just a material, a raw ingredient. And your body utilizes iron to make hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is actually what's inside of your red blood cells, right? It carries hemoglobin inside of your red blood cells, and your red blood cells carry the oxygen throughout your body. So that's why when your iron is low, you naturally feel exhausted. It's literally because your cells can't breathe, they're not getting enough oxygen, and they're struggling, bro. But here's the question that no one asked me. No one asked my mom, no one asked my sister, and chances are they haven't asked you either. Why isn't your body making enough red blood cells in the first place? Because generally, a healthy body will do this automatically. In fact, your body is constantly producing red blood cells. So if it's not producing enough, doesn't seem like it's an iron problem to me. It might be a signal problem. So this is the thing that like literally just stopped me in my tracks. I'm like, bruh, I gotta dig deeper into this and see what's going on, right? So here's the facts, right? Your kidneys are responsible for sending out a hormone called EPO, erythropoietin. I don't know how to say it. You can figure it out if you want to. I'll put the word on the screen. But regardless of how it's said, it's actually quite simple what it does. Now, EPO is the signal that your kidneys receive to send to your bone marrow that says, hey, we need more red blood cells. You got to go out there and you got to make them. So if you think about the just chain of events and how this all works in your body for a second, your kidneys produce the EPO. Your EPO signals bone marrow. Bone marrow then makes your red blood cells. Red blood cells carry out the oxygen. You have energy and you feel alive. Yeah, right? What if that chain gets disrupted somewhere? If your kidneys aren't actually producing enough EPO, it doesn't matter how much iron you take, your bone marrow never really gets the memo to start using it. You're basically stocking like raw materials, right? Inside the factory, but the factory never got to signal, hey, we the lights is on today, right? Now, again, I'm not a doctor. I want to be very clear about that, you know? I'm just someone who has people in my life that I love that are going through a similar thing, and I just want to share this with them, and I want to share it with you as well. I love to look for answers, right? I love to look for answers when I feel like that I didn't like the answer to that. Okay, I didn't like the pill answer. So I'm just sharing what I found. So work with your medical team, and just remember there is a thing that you can do, and that's ask questions. And of course, knowing this changes the question, right? Instead of just, is your iron low, we can start asking, how are your kidneys functioning? And is your body producing enough EPO the way that it should? And this connects to something even bigger for my sister, specifically because one of the known effects of chemotherapy is that it has or can have an effect on your kidneys over time. So for someone in remission from leukemia, the anemia they're experiencing right now might not be a simple iron deficiency at all. It might be like a downstream effect of everything that their body went through. And this is no real reason to panic, right? There's no reason to panic here. But this is the why. This is the reason why we have to start asking better questions. And asking those better questions, this is where it really starts to get interesting. And this is generally something I'm still learning about. I'm still trying to figure this out. But so I just want to make sure, be clear, I'm not an expert on this EPO business, but I just want to share something I stumbled across, and perhaps it can help you too. And it really made me say, why is no one talking about this? Why is the thing this? No one is talking about this. Okay. So I'm a breathwork instructor for SOMA Breath through Nike. And I was going through some of the videos talking with Dr. Malis. I think that's how you say his name. But anyway, he's a doctor. He's done a lot of study on the ancient practices of pranayama, aka the breathwork that we study today. And so one of the things that he found, backed by actual medical research here, not just flim flam, is that when you create what's called brief intermittent hypoxia, a temporary controlled drop in your oxygen levels, that's what that means, your body then responds by producing more EPO. Let me say that again, for the people in the back. A controlled breath hold, done the right way, can stimulate your kidneys to produce more of the very hormone that tells your body to make more red blood cells. Now, this is the same basic science behind why endurance athletes train at high altitudes, right? Up at those high altitudes, there's less oxygen available. The body senses that. It then produces more EPO, making more red blood cells, and the athlete comes home with a performance advantage. That's why athletes should or do practice breathwork as well. But for you today, you don't have to do this high altitude training. You don't have to go out and necessarily buy anything. You just have to learn a simple technique. And that technique is to exhale fully, completely emptying out your lungs and holding your breath for as long as you can. As long as you can push past your comfort zone. So not just like, oh, I'm comfortable and that was it. Like really just past your comfort zone. That's how you get there. That's how you get that temporary drop in oxygen. And that is the signal. That's the signal that your body needs to say, hey, we need to activate some production. We need to build more, okay? And that's how it activates its own production system that you have within you. So, again, I want to be completely honest with where I'm at with this. I'm still learning. I don't have all the answers. No, friend. And I would never tell you, my sister, anyone to stop working with their doctors. But again, I'm here to encourage questions. I want you to think about why things are happening, you know? Why are so many people walking around fatigued, told to just take iron pills? They're not sleeping well. They're feeling like something is off. And the conversation never goes, deeper than, hey, your levels are low, so take the pill, right? So what if the question we should be asking is, what does my body need to start doing the thing that it needs to do? Breathwork, pranayama, has been practiced for thousands of years now. This is not something brand new. And medical modern science is only just now catching up to why it works. Not because of some mystical thing, but actual biology, hormones, and the signals, sorry, that your body produces, because literally it's its own intelligence device, okay? So the idea that we can influence our EPO production naturally with our breath is not some wild goose chase. It's actual physiology. And for someone like my sister who's already been through so much, who's already asked her body of so much, the idea that there might be something more gentle, something free perhaps, something that she can do every morning to support her own blood production, that's what matters to me. And I'm sharing this video because this is what I do. I go out there and I hear questions. I find things that truly matter to me, and I take the time out to figure out how to implement changes within my own health and the people that I love, and also why I'm here sharing it with you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm not in the business of telling nobody what to do, okay? I'm in the business of raising questions, some questions that I wish someone had raised for me and my family years ago. And if this resonated with you at all, if you have someone in your life who's maybe dealing with a similar issue, maybe fatigue or chronic fatigue, or anemia, or perhaps even remission from cancer, kidney issues even, I'm just encouraging you to ask those deeper questions. Why isn't the body doing this on its own? Okay? And what does it need to do in order to start? So that's the conversation I want to keep having with you all. Go ahead and drop in the comments. Are you experiencing something like this? Is someone in your circle experiencing something like this? I have another video that's going to go deeper into it right here. And I will see you all in the next one. Remember, go ahead and take care of yourselves and each other. My name is Destiny, and I'll see you on the next one where I tell you a little bit more about stem cells and that intermittent hypoxia. See you soon.